Well, first and foremost, congratulations. Yeah, this is fantastic news for the industry, fantastic news for you. And of course, thanks for coming on Bricks and Bytes to, I think, are we the first maybe to interview after this?
I think so. You guys
Yeah.
we're in the fast lane.
World exclusive right here. Okay, look, we have 20 minutes or so, so it'll be very quick fire. But we just want to inform the world. Lots of people have many questions about the acquisition. Obviously, you're bound by the agreements that you now have with Procore and whatnot. So we will get through some of the questions I have here and some of the questions that other people within the industry have asked me to put forward to you. So I'm going to kick this off first and foremost because it kind of, when the news broke, personally, I think a lot of other people probably feel this in the industry. Like, it shocked them, but then didn't surprise them. They were like, oh, like, wow, oh, actually, you know what? It kind of makes sense. But maybe what's more surprising is that October. I found the article just before this, and in October 15th, 2025, Procore announces new enhancements for Procore Assist, availability of Procore Agent Builder. And then around about a year or so ago, this was 18th of February 2025, Bricks and Bytes released a podcast where we had head of AI from Procore on talking about agents and the plans to build out the AI stack and whatnot. And then obviously this news break, which maybe seems like a complete pivot to what their strategy was with AI. So can you shed some light on that maybe?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. First of all, I think with regards to the announcements that were made and the results of that, I think what's interesting is, first of all, I think the win-win-win for in this acquisition. Every time you're thinking about this sort of stuff, you're thinking about your customers, you're thinking about your company, you're thinking about the acquirer, and this couldn't be a better fit. Like, there was just, this is a win for everyone. Customers loved it. I think it has a huge acceleration to the vision that Procore is putting forward. And for us, in terms of cultural fit, Procore has just been, a really great group of people to work with, and we've been working with them for 5 years now, since we started the business, by entering their platform as an integrator, and going through the build out of this business, and they always been good partners to us. So I think in general, what Procore has done that I think is really interesting is that they were the first to jump into AI of all companies. They were the very first, and I think when you see a company do that and not settle, because they kept on pursuing the next thing, right? So if you look in the history, right, they announced Copilot, then they announced they were going to build an agent platform, then they announced. So they've been pursuing and building, and I think just the cultural fit there is massive, because that's how you build. That's really how you build technology. Is you go after what is the right direction, and you just don't settle, right? There's some other companies that just may think that they can have 3 or 4 years to build the perfect product. But in the age of AI, this is just not true anymore. You have to be building, and you have to be building really fast. It's not a game of who has the best, marketing, or who has the best. Everybody wants AI. It's like so obvious, right? The retention rate of AI products is day one retention is huge. The problem is day 10. Did it work? Is it solving a problem, right? And that's the problem that I think we have solved. And when you create a startup, you create to solve a problem, and you try to do your best at that. And I think then you're rewarded in these types of events, if you are able to solve a problem. And then it comes down to cultural fit, it comes down to tech fit, and all these other aspects.
Mm. So was the you mentioned about building fast and accelerating. I think I was at the announcement in 2023 with the Copilot that you mentioned, groundbreak. 2024 I didn't go, so I don't know, but I assume it was AI related. 2024 they announced the agents, as I just mentioned earlier. Was this decision to then acquire DataGrid like the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top? Like, did this accelerate what they're planning to do? Like, how did that fit in? Because just in my head, I'm thinking that perhaps they got to a point where it just didn't stack up for them to continue building internally, and they thought it's easier for us to buy rather than build.
Yeah, I think from the specific motivations there, I can't really comment. But the truth of building AI is it's changing really fast. Started off, you could make a little chat bot. Now it has to be agentic. It has to do all these things. And I think the velocity of building this out for our team has been incredible. Our team is just iterating very, very fast on product. And so I think that's one part. The other part is, there is a huge demand from the Procore base on what we're trying to do, and that's really obvious from both sides really. So for the Procore customers, there's a massive value to getting all their projects powered by AI, all their projects running with AI. Now the product wasn't really there yet on their side, right? It was going to take a little bit longer to get there. And then I think you have to make a decision as a business.
Mm.
How you're going to get there now? Do you have the time to wait? Um, there's other communities and platforms and products where maybe the demand for this sort of thing is less pent up at this point. But and the Procore base, huge customer base, tons of market share. The customer is seeking for solutions that help them accelerate AI, and we ended up 5xing or 6xing, maybe how you look at it, our business last year. So like 600% growth
Nice.
is huge, right? And we wanted to just continue to accelerate. So what is the environment that provides that to you? And I think the most exciting thing about what we're doing with Procore is just we continue to be a multi-platform system. We continue to be called DataGrid. We continue to deliver in the same way to our customers. And that's what they appreciate, right? Like nobody wants to see the fast, nimble startup just getting acquired and then like going into the shadows and becoming some integrated, component somewhere. So everybody sees this as an accelerator. Even customers see that as an accelerator for them to deploy, at a larger scale. We have customers that have 100 projects in the platform now. So, can we go enable the next 100?
Yeah.
So it takes an army to build this type of solution, like to see how fast it's moving. And I think combining the teams was just the best outcome here.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so I was going to save this one for a bit later, but talk to us about what the customer, what it means for a customer. Will they have to have a separate subscription for DataGrid? DataGrid will like the how the interfaces interact. Like, do they need to be a Procore customer? Maybe I don't. You don't have the answers. I don't know. Maybe you do, but yeah,
Yeah.
tell us a bit more.
Yeah, we're defining all of that. Actually, we have a customer council that we just already put together with a bunch of key individuals that are helping us in this transition. But AI does work, so it's different than software, right? In the sense that like software is used to just help you do a thing. Like I use Excel, I operate Excel manually, and I type my formulas and I get my spreadsheet done. AI is supposed to do the work of the person so that the person can focus on something else. So because of that, AI is always going to be something that you have to pay for tokens or usage or the amount of intelligence used. This is just how it is. If you look at how GPUs are used throughout an inference, throughout the prediction that our agent does hundreds of predictions to complete a task. So how do you pay for that work, right? And how do you pay for the completion of that work for the tasks that are being completed? So we came up with a credit model that works really well. And customers have, in the beginning, everybody was like, this is crazy. Nobody's going to ever understand this. Now everybody's like, yeah, this is great. Like I can really buy as much as I want. I can grow over time. I understand how it works. It's super transparent. I know exactly what the costs were. And if I make some mistake, I know like what happened. And, just being transparent and trying to, be upfront about that has helped us a lot. So the way we're going to go to market here is, enabling some of these capabilities in core product, right? Core Procore product. But then like, offering a path to grow from there and use more agentic capabilities. So there should be some level of AI within Procore, and even like the core Procore product should become more AI enabled with this acquisition. I'm working on that. So if anybody has, especially Procore customers, want to participate in this journey, like they should reach out to me directly. and love to talk about the vision here.
Yeah, sure. Okay, why do you think that Procore chose DataGrid versus some of the other bigger name solutions that exist within the AI world within construction tech?
Yeah, I think it comes down to cultural fit, team product fit, customer fit, all these things. Focus, it's multifaceted. I think like something like this big doesn't get done, um, you know, in a blip. So it looks like it's overnight success, but it's the type of stuff where you have to be planning and thinking and executing for a while before it happens. Um, and I think the main reason was really that we have the right team behind this and the right focus and the right product and technology that people are adopting. Our usage is like off the charts in the product now. We continue to iterate really fast. Um, there's you can only do so much outside product. I'll put it this way. You can only do so much marketing. You can only do so much talking before you have to like show the goods. And I think like one of the things is our customers are having success. It's not 100% success as AI is. AI has its ups and downs. But it's we have a large number of customers that are very successful with our platform, and I think that plays a huge role here.
What does this mean for other people building AI within construction now? And the reason I ask is because like seeing DataGrid as being like one of the leading AI solutions within the space, and then the exit obviously was an acquisition by a larger company. Is this like the outcome that for all companies now? Like, because there wasn't many other bigger AI companies than DataGrid that existed, and obviously now you're with Procore, and that does that like how should startups be thinking about like how they're building now?
I think you have to shift into value creation, like AI has been for the last 2 years in construction, has been wrapping somebody's data and wrapping some model with some really simple thing. And like you gotta move on, like as a startup, like just period. Even I think like the usage of the APIs is wrong. Like the Procore APIs were built for SaaS application design. If I wanted to build an ERP integration, I use Procore's API. So we're jumping through hoops to integrate with systems that have APIs designed for an entirely different purpose. They're not designed for AI use cases. So go solve a real problem that um, will make that you make your product really unique and stand out. There is like 6 solutions for like drawing review.
Mm,
There's 3 ChatGPT wrapper products out there with varying degrees of success. There's just it's too much of that. Like let's figure out like how do you really use AI to do something really important. um, can you do a specific workflow? Can you actually provide maybe a technology, right, rather than trying to be a product each time? Build just a great technology. I think like the Nova Render guys did that by building, the
mm,
fastest, most
mm,
scalable BIM loader,
crazy.
right? Like they didn't have a thriving business. Like I actually had never heard of Nova Render until, recently, but the
Mm,
technology is amazing. And now with like a huge funnel at Procore, you can capture so much of the market. So think about like every innovation in every engineering industry happened because there was a technology shift, right? Like even from like drafting on paper to like drawing inside of AutoCAD, right? That was a technology innovation. That was a technology shift, and to this day has been a stable technology, right? Something that's unique. Revit itself, right? Another technology shift. Project management, right? Procore, the original, the OG of project management, when nobody believed this thing could be one product, one platform that allows you to build. Um, they came around and built this. So I think that you have to think about how do you build some technology innovation, some shift, some like huge value without having to become, this massive thing, because it's really hard to just try to take over the world as a startup and do all this stuff and, and not having a product innovation. I think that's a huge risk for you as a company and as an entrepreneur.
Very cool. Okay, last few questions then on this. What do you think this means for other of the large platforms in the space? Like we all know who they are that listen to this, but Trimble, Bentley, Autodesk, etc. Like, okay, yeah, say what you want to say, and then I won't take the question.
Yeah, I think. Well, it doesn't really change anything. I think the sh- the goal for us is to continue to be a multi-platform system, deeply connected to all these solutions. A lot of our customers leverage more than one of these platforms, so our intent is to continue to build an open ecosystem, an open platform where more and more integrations are going to pop in, and we have no intention of changing that. It really means, over time that we get better at APIs for AI and use cases that are cross-platform. And who benefits of that is the customer, right? Like customers want that mobility. They want that ability to leverage the tools that they use. And I think that's the goal. We don't do any good for the customers for closing ecosystems and whatnot. So as long as we can build in a respectful way towards data privacy, security, all that stuff, I think everybody's going to continue to win. That's just my take on it. And Trimble's a great partner of Procore. I mean, there's all over the place with ERPs and all these other connections that already exist. So we plan to continue partnering them and all the other players too.
Was there consideration, Tiago, on your part to continue building, continue fundraising, continue to grow DataGrid as an independent entity versus taking the path that you chose? And why did you choose the path of acquisition versus continuing as DataGrid?
Yeah, it's a huge decision. You never kind of make those lightly, right? We didn't think of this. We actually like rejected the idea entirely in the beginning a few times before like we really took a serious look. And yeah, fundraising was an option. We had plenty of options there. And eventually we decided to take this path. As an entrepreneur, you always have to like this is always a hard decision. You never quickly make that decision. And it came down to really like the people at Procore and the intent of the company. I mean, this is just like the great group of people, very down to earth, very real, and also trying to move really fast and investing a lot in this. So that just is a win for the customer. And ultimately, when you think about building a business, you're not building it for yourself. You're building it for your customers, for your shareholders. So it's not about you, right? It's really about all these other things. And as you put it all down, it made a lot of sense given that we had a massive Procore base already, and it made sense to just pursue this over continue to build by ourselves. And in the end, like you just want to build a great solution that people love. So there's many ways to do that.
Very cool. Okay, look, people will freaking kill me for not asking this question, but how much was the acquisition?
I can't share. It should be in the report. It's undisclosed.
Ah, damn
I can
it.
tell you the outcome. So
Nah, just kidding, man. All right, Tiago. Well, look, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for sharing it. And yeah, from everyone at Bricks and Bytes, and I'm sure from the entire AEC construction tech construction community, huge congratulations to you. And we're all looking forward to seeing how this develops over the years to come.
thank you. Thanks for having me.